Now, more of your go-to for all things home. This is Home Answers Radio, presented by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, Access, Level 10 Coatings, Steiner Homes, Center Guard Plumbing, and by American Beam and Steel. Once again, here's Roger Piper.
Your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio.
Hi, welcome to Home Answers. I'm Roger Piper. This show's all about your home, and today we're going to talk about that fun remodeling project that you've probably done at least once or you're looking at doing, and that is bathrooms. We got a bathroom expert with us, Tom DeBoer with Century City Baths and Remodels. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, Tom, you do just bathrooms, so that's your scope. And, you know, anything from simple to very complex, you can handle that because that's what you do. And you are aware of all the latest technology and everything going on because that's all you do. I mean, you're not a remodeler that does kitchens and, you know, anything else. It is flat out bathrooms. How long have you been doing it?
7 years. And you ever heard the phrase jack of all trades, master of none?
Oh, yeah.
That's
sure.
why we only do bathrooms. And one thing that I was surprised by when I first got in the industry is how few companies there are in Chicagoland that just do bathrooms.
Yeah.
There really is only a handful.
Mm-hmm. And when somebody is taking a look at, they go, okay, I want to remodel. Maybe they have problems. Maybe they're just tired of it. What are some of the new trends and things that are going on that people are starting to, that you're seeing when it comes to bathroom remodels?
Well, one big one that I think is about to take over the space is a new type of tile called porcelain slabs, which are very large format tiles.
Okay.
We've actually just introduced a line of these tiles about a year and a half ago ourselves. So they're 110 inches by 48 inches. So it's almost like a countertop for your shower.
Okay.
And you can install these large format tiles. They're very striking in appearance. That's a new thing that we've seen starting to creep into the market.
And why do you think that is what people are looking at doing right now?
Well, those have started to become popular in Europe in recent years, and I think that's starting to trickle our way. It's mainly due to aesthetic. But also, there is a component of people who prefer less grout lines.
Yeah. And with that, you've got big pieces, right? Yeah. So it's almost like where, you know, if somebody is looking at doing the formula bathrooms where they go and buy the walls and do that whole thing, it's kind of like that, but it's an upgrade.
Oh, yeah. It's a major upgrade from that. Yeah.
Because you've got something that looks good. What is it made of?
Porcelain.
Porcelain.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of the trend right now is fewer grout lines, bigger pieces.
That's something that I think will become a major fad over the next 2 or 3 years. We're trying to get in there early.
It's a lot easier to take care of and maintain too, right? Because if there's no grout lines, it's when you go to clean it, it's pretty, it's a lot easier.
Well, porcelain in general is very low maintenance. It's a completely impervious tile, so it doesn't dull or discolor over time the way like a marble would or even a ceramic would. You don't have to seal it or anything like that. So that's why currently we also see a lot of the most common size tile that you find nowadays is 12 by 24 inch porcelain tile. If you go to a store like Floor and Decor, overwhelming majority of tiles are going to be 12 by 24 inch porcelain tiles for the same reason. It's very low maintenance and it looks good.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. If somebody is looking at doing a bathroom remodel, if they're doing a piece, let's say they want a new tub or they want to convert from a tub to a shower, you'll do those, right? You do partials as well as a full complete?
Our minimum scope of work is that they're at least retiling their shower space, their tub shower space. So as long as they're doing that, we can do everything above and beyond that, up to and including a full gut. Okay.
So if somebody is looking at doing everything from flooring, floor to ceiling, you can handle that?
Yes. In fact, we'll insist on it. We always want to go from floor to ceiling.
Okay. Doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
When somebody is taking a look at doing a new bathroom remodel, what are some keys that they need to really take into account when they're looking to hire somebody to do it? Give us the inside scoop on that.
Okay, well, first of all, you want to make sure that the company or individual that you're hiring is licensed, bonded, and insured.
Right.
You always want that. And then also you want to make sure that they have a solid reputation. And the best way to check on that is online. If you have someone that has no website, no reviews, nothing, I would strongly advise against hiring that person, regardless of how good their spiel was or how good of an impression you got of that person.
Yeah, that's real important to make sure that they're, you've got a way to check them out.
Yeah, the second thing is making sure that you have a proper written contract. So make sure that it's as detailed as possible and that everything's on there. When you're doing a bathroom remodel, there's a lot of different components that are involved. You want to make sure that that's all specifically listed out. Third goes back to what we were saying earlier, which is going to be the quality of the products that are used. Your bathroom's only as good as the quality of the materials that you can't see. And if you don't check up on those materials and do your proper research, you might be in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's not like windows where a lot of windows are the same, but the installation is absolutely key, with windows. And it's not the same, is it, with because every component in that bathroom has got to be quality. It can't be garbage. And installation has to be that way, too. I mean, it really is a 50-50 that you have to be looking for.
Absolutely. And when it comes to tile work, that's a very particular skill set. And it's not easy to tile something. So you want to make sure that you have someone that's experienced in that field.
Mm-hmm. When you're looking at a bathroom, I know a lot of times this is something that's overlooked by a lot of people, and that's ventilation. It's how do you take this room with a bunch of steam and ventilate it? There are a lot of people that sit there and go, okay, I'm starting to get mold because I don't have enough ventilation. So what are the tricks for really making it better as far as ventilation in a bathroom space?
It's a great question. So according to the Illinois code, there's two ways to achieve ventilation in a bathroom for a bathroom to be up to code. The first is through a ventilating fan. The second is through an operating window. Operating window means a window that can open or close. Now, if you have a window and you wish to add a fan, the downside of that is it can be quite expensive to do, all the ductwork to get that to the exterior of the home. So in those cases, if you have a window that's not operating well, I would recommend simply changing the window, changing it to a new vinyl window, waterproof window. Yeah. That alone should ventilate it pretty well. Now, another thing, though, a lot of people like to blame their fan for the issues that are going on in their bathroom, when in reality the quality of the paint is also super important.
Okay.
When we do a bathroom and we're painting walls, super important also, by the way, is the drywall. So you want to be using green board in the dry areas of the bathroom. That's a steam-proof type of drywall. And then you want to use a paint that's specially designed for a bathroom. So the one that we use is from Sherwin-Williams. It's called Super Paint. It's specially designed for a bathroom. It has a Microban antimicrobial chemical in there. That holds up very well. And a lot of people that blamed their fan in the past now realize that just having the proper materials eliminates a lot of those problems.
That's why you need to talk to an expert about this because, if you're going to make a nice investment into your bathroom, you don't want to guess. Century City Baths and Remodels, and you can call them at 312-869-2562 or go to centurycitybaths.com, which is what I recommend. And being a specialist in just doing bathrooms, you really learn a lot of things, right? Using products and things that a lot of people don't know about or haven't thought about. And when it comes to designs, you're seeing bathrooms every day. How many bathrooms do you remodel in a month?
About 30.
About 30. So you got a pretty good amount going on there.
Yeah.
And there's probably everything from very small to very big. Something that's very hot right now, and you see the commercials everywhere. It's like, hey, do it in a day. Tell us why that may or may not be a good idea. To go with one of those, hey, we'll come in and we'll be gone in a day kind of companies.
Yeah, so it can sound appealing to get your whole project done.
Oh, sure. Who wouldn't like to have it done in a day? Yeah.
Right? It's certainly less invasive. The issue is a lot of the customers who are purchasing those products are purchasing it not due to a want, but due to a need. So they're having a mold issue in their bathroom, for instance, that they want to cover up. Now, the way those products are typically installed is they actually don't do any demo, and you'll notice in a lot of those advertisements they'll actually advertise that there's no demo involved. So the way that they install it is they'll actually glue it or tape it on top of your existing tile. Okay. Now, the issue with that is what happens in the mold, right? It's still there. And that's going to continue to fester over time and get worse over time. And eventually that whole system is going to have to be replaced.
So that's a real cautionary point there because it's a facelift.
Right.
And that's all it is.
It's a Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid on that. And taking somebody, because they say, hey, we can take you from, a tub to a shower in a day. They're just taking products and putting it over the top, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you got to be Yeah, isn't it kind of alarming that you worry about workmanship when something is done that quickly?
Yeah, I mean, you should certainly worry about the workmanship when something's done that quickly.
Yeah. If somebody is looking at a bath remodel, you got to first of all you got to pick the right people, and then you got to budget. What would you say would be a budget range should be, people think about? And I know it can vary vastly because there are $200,000 bathrooms and there's ones that are $5. But if you for your average bathroom, if you're going to do a remodel, what would be a good budget range that somebody should be thinking about?
It's a great question. So there's a magazine out there called Remodeling Magazine, which is kind of the Sports Illustrated of our industry.
Mm-hmm. It's actually kind of a good one.
Yeah, it is. It's a great one. And they release a free annual report called the Cost versus Value Report. Anyone listening can go in there and they can punch in their zip code and see exactly what people paid on average in their area for different projects. Mm-hmm. So I know that for Chicagoland last year, on a full gut of a 5x7 bathroom, according to that magazine, the average person spent around $25,000 for that. Now, again, it's a law of averages. A lot of people paid more than that. A lot of people paid less than that. That's just what people paid on average.
Right.
Also important is that that's the same source that I told you about earlier, where your average cost recouped was about 62%, instant cost recouped.
Mm-hmm. And that's something to consider. What about financing? Do you guys offer financing?
We do. We offer financing through several banks. Our main one would be Sunlight Financial. Our most popular promotional plan that we have going on right now is actually a 12-month no interest, no payments plan. So for that, you can put nothing down. We'll come in, we'll install your bathroom, then you have a year to pay it off at 0% interest.
Yeah, you pay it off in a year, and then it doesn't cost you anything except the cost of actually doing it. That's always good. Right. It's important for you to talk to an expert when you're looking at doing it. And, Century City is a company that does just baths and remodels on that. So, I encourage you to check them out at centurycitybaths.com. Go there and look at the pictures. Check out the reviews. Check them out. And if you're looking at it, give Tom and his company a call. They'll be happy to come out and give you a quote. Tom, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Century City Baths and Remodels at centurycitybaths.com. This is Roger Piper, and this is Home Answers on AM 560, The Answer.